Hello and welcome guys once again to this HeflaTV presentation of the Join Dota League season number 3. It's game number 2 of Insidious Idol vs Kingdom in a 2-game series, and the draft is already underway. I'm Coucher and once again joined by Mr. Blackadder.
Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen, and going into game number 2, we saw Zeus in game 1. I'm wondering if we're going to see something just as unorthodox.
Well, we can always hope for something at least. As for the start, heroes like Razor is a possibility for Kingdom, Brewmaster, Sky of Mage, maybe an H Prophet. I mean, I guess in the early phase, you don't see, at least usually don't see something extraordinary happen. In the second phase though, that's where the magic begins usually.
Usually, we've seen a few exceptions that rule, like first pick Meepo once or twice, but going into this one, we do have Death Prophet, Doom, Viper, and Faceless Void all banned out.
Can't say those bans are too shocking, not any single one of those, but Kingdom, they are trying to decide on the first pick at the moment. Actually, Lycan is in the pool.
Oh god, here we go again.
Oh man, is Insidious Idol once again gonna go for the 5-man push strat and fail? Because we've seen it twice now in Insidious Idol where they literally have a lineup that is all push and they have failed on it twice.
They have failed on it twice. It was honestly rough to see. You would expect a lineup like that to just have such a good advantage. And if you remember the game of Insidious Idol where they had the 5-man draft earlier today, they could have just looped around and gone for Roshan, or they could have just taken a fight, but they just didn't get the right skills.
Yeah, it's it was a little bit unfortunate, but Lycan was the first pick for Kingdom at the moment. Can't say it's too surprising, especially considering that if they hadn't picked it up, Insidious Idol, Dire Side Lycan, they would have been more than happy to pick it for themselves. So Insidious Idols, do they go with the route that usually beats Lycan? You just take the fight to them early and make it so that Lycan actually doesn't even become a threat?
That's one way of handling him, yes, but with the Lycan first pick for Kingdom, this does mean Brewmaster's in the pool for Insidious Idol if they want it. And Brewmaster can actually deal with the Lycan fairly well, but it'll be a Shadow Shaman. That's Hex. That's actually good against the Lycan as well as the Shackles to lock him down.
Plus, of course, it denies the Shadow Shaman possibility for Kingdom as well for the second pick here. And Shadow Shaman, Brewmaster, like you already mentioned, Brewmaster also pretty damn good in dealing with the Lycan, just throw him up in the air if nothing else. But Kingdom now? Nature's Prophet is a possibility if they want to reveal their hand early.
So is the Tinker, but I don't think we'll see one so early. I mean, but you've got to consider Insidious Idol now have the control in terms of we've got a Shadow Shaman and Brewmaster. So much control effect CC is there from Insidious at this point. And how did Kingdom answer this? They could go with, say, so what makes some sense against Shadow Shaman and Brew? Pugna could, but you wouldn't pick them up this early, considering it'll punish him for expending too much mana. They'll also help them out with the push. It wouldn't surprise me either. Earthshaker, just go in with the big stun combo. Same for Tide. They could just look for team fight and try to brawl it out. There are a few other options that come to mind as well, but they're more fringe picks.
Yeah, at the moment it's... I mean, they can go either way, of course. I mean, we never mind something a little bit different. Oh, but it's going to be Nature's Prophet, so Lycan plus Nature's Prophet, it is a scary thing to look at. Insidious Idols, of course. Hopefully they will just draft more Brawl, maybe some proper counter push as well at it. But Kingdom, do they just go all out now? Do they pick up Venomancer, Chikiro, heroes as such? Maybe even a Pugna possibly?
It's very much possible. I would like to see the Pugna in this game in one way, shape, or form, be it for Kingdom to help out their push, or be it for Insidious to punish the Nature's Prophet. Because Pugna is surprisingly okay against a Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. But looking at the second set of bans now, I guess the bans might give us some form, some idea about where the draft might go next for either team. But Razor banned by Kingdom, I guess that's not too surprising since it is just overall a strong hero. Actually pretty good for counter pushing as well with the Plasma Field. And stealing damage from a Lycan, for example. But Jakiro banned by Insidious Idol, so they definitely know, or at least they realize the threat, the possibility of Kingdom going all out push, and they want to minimize it.
Well, minimizing it as much as possible is a good thing. Take out the Razor, take out the Tinker as well, in my mind. And Jakiro ban as well. But they're just going to remove the push-oriented heroes. There's too much push on the table already, in my mind. Kingdom, they should ban the Tinker. Yeah, there you go. Equally, Insidious Idols, they banned the Jakiro. They're probably going to ban... Actually, banning Enchantress wouldn't be a bad idea versus Kingdom.
Yeah, it wouldn't
Or
be too bad
Venomancer.
at all.
Venomancer, I think, would be the better choice. They can deal with the Pugna technically, but I think they'll need to ban the Venomancer, considering... Then again, Insidious Idols do really like the Venomancer, and they do have the next pick.
Well, that is true. But actually, was it Insidious Idols themselves running a mid lane Venomancer which absolutely crushed a Brewmaster? Of course, they had a Nature Prophet as well TPing in. Oh yeah, it was First Departure versus Titan in game 1.
Yeah. First Departure played that one very well, in all honesty. I think it was First Departure that had the Venomancer.
Yeah,
I've got too many games running through my head right now.
Yeah, I think it was like mid lane Venomancer, Miracle safe lane, Nature's Prophet, TPing in aggressively to all lanes, getting that 8-minute triple null talisman, power threads plus blade mail. But fourth ban yet to come out from Insidious Idol. They're actually thinking long and hard about it. I guess Venomancer might be one possibility. Even an Enigma wouldn't be too bad for Kingdom, but it's an Ember Spirit instead.
The Ember Spirit ban, I can understand. I mean, Kingdom could then run the mid-Ember, who will then go for the very aggressive build with Ember Guard and just look to burn the enemies to the ground. It's one decent way to handle it. And we've seen Brewmaster versus Ember quite frequently in the mid lane, actually. It's an okay matchup. I do give the slight edge to Brewmaster, but I hate it when I am right. There is the Venomancer.
It feels like Insidious Idol, they just won't pass up on it. Unless it's banned or picked up by the enemy team before Insidious Idols gets a chance for it, but they have literally, at least it feels like that to me, played the Venomancer in every single game we've casted the past couple of days.
I think it's 80 or 90% of the games. Yeah, I am in complete agreement. We've seen it today 4 times now? Yes, 4 times now.
Well, it's 100% pick rate, man. At least for today. But
Doesn't really fill me with much confidence because it's getting very repetitive, and you know my opinion on the Venomancer. I feel like there are heroes that do what he can do better.
well, I like Venomancer. I think, actually, in this case, it's first of all no Venomancer for Kingdom, so no additional push for them. But the Plague Wards, the Plague Wall, it's actually a pretty efficient tool of just counter pushing.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a Pugna now in response.
It definitely would be nice to just have something other than unit-based pushing. But it's an Earthshaker pick instead for Kingdom at the moment. Getting some stun lock of their own. And of course, a long-range stun is never gonna be a bad thing. Especially if you're up against a Shadow Shaman. Just Earthshaker, he can stay at a distance. When the shackles come out, you can just stop it from a long-range Fisher.
Indeed, one of the best defensive supports around, apart from the Shadow Demon. And still, even with the Earthshaker, I say Pugna would be a very good pick for their third core in the lineup of Kingdom. Considering Brewmaster's mana expenditure, the same applies to the Venomancer. It's quite a powerful pick in my mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it at all, to be honest. Especially considering that I do believe Insidious Idol is gonna go for something else that probably wants to brawl, wants to pop the big ultimates to win fights. They do still need an offlaner, whether it be Centaur or Tidehunter. So, I mean, for against Tidehunter as well, Netherward, not a bad thing at all. He's just gonna spam Anchor Smash all the time. When he pops the Ravage, he's gonna take a huge amount of damage himself. But a hero that actually so far hasn't been picked up yet is a Skyriff Mage, and Kingdom, they might actually go for it. I mean, Earthshaker Skyriff Mage, pretty potent duo. Plus, of course, Ancient Seal against Brewmaster.
That's a very good point, actually, and something I overlooked. Then it would mean they could pick up on the River a Pugna if it doesn't get banned out, and they would still get the cores that I think would be favourable in this game. But Insidious Idols, they could look for... I was going to say maybe the Witch Doctor, but there are too many summons which the Skull could bounce to. I mean, you want the cask bouncing on as many heroes as possible, and the summons detract from that. What else can we see come out of Insidious that can equally fight and push into this? It'll be a Bristleback, okay. I suppose that works. You get negative armor, you can bring down the Nature's Prophet. I mean, normally... Lately, we've been seeing the Bristleback played heavily by Titan. They like it on Ohio, and I'm wondering if we're going to see a similar style here out of Insidious.
I think it's highly likely at the moment. They might even try lane him if they really want to. Brewmaster can easily, I think, safe lane up against Nature's Prophet if need be. Maybe even pick up another hero that might do even better at it. So we'll see. Bristleback definitely not a bad hero if you just want to have somebody who actually runs into the front lines and tanks things up. But if it's an offlane Bristleback solo, Earthshaker is actually such a good hero against him just because Fisher Block completely wrecks Bristleback. Early on, he's not that tanky yet since he doesn't have enough points into Bristleback itself. So, wow, that ban, Undying banned.
I actually like the Undying ban here. It's a good call by Insidious, because if you consider Lich, the Tombstone, Chain Frost, Zombies, Echo Slam, all the units out of the Nature's Prophet, that's a lot of things to echo to.
But, I mean, Echo, it would work only if it's on the opposing side. So if Undying would have been on Kingdom, it's like...
My point being, they can chase it up, though. They can chase the zombies. The echoes from Bristleback, from the Venomancer, the Shadow Shaman. It's a lot of heroes, yes, plus the creep waves that'll come in. But pushing-wise, the Tombstone works out quite well.
I guess it wouldn't have been too bad. It would have meant core Undying or possibly core Earthshaker, which I would have been completely fine with, of course. But I don't know. Maybe they have something special in mind or in store for us at the moment as well here. But Weaver was the last ban from Kingdom. They don't actually have any lockdown at all apart from the Earthshaker, so... Oh man, we're gonna see another Ursa.
We've seen a lot of Ursa lately. If we get an aggressive game with an Ursa, this could be a nice show of force. But this does mean it's a support Venomancer for once.
Yeah, it definitely can work out. And they can go for a rather early Roshan as well. I mean, Bristleback with Vicious Nasal Goo. Venomancer with the Plague Wards helping out a slight bit. And I half expect at least for Kingdom to check out Roshan. They do have Wolves and Treants to do it safely though.
Very true, very true. And they equally have the ability to do Roshan themselves very quickly. I will point out, if Kingdom mass TP to the tier 1, especially with that DK pick now, they can take Roshan at level 1. I mean, Nature's Prophet and Lich is more than enough to do level 1 Roshan because you just put Ice Armor on a Treant and you can kill Roshan.
Well, I mean, it definitely would help out with their ability to tank it up, but I'm not too sure if they want to go for it since it's, first of all, extremely risky, plus I think the killing of the Roshan himself might be a little bit too slow for them, but...
Not with Lycan and the Wolves, especially with the DK backing that up as well. They could kill it very quickly at level 1, on top of the fact that if they mass TP the tier 1, I don't think Insidious Idols will be able to get there in time.
Oh, we'll see. I mean, being on the Radiant side, or rather Insidious Idol being on the Dire side, they could get there rather fast, but of course, if they don't go there with full 5, might not even make a difference, but... No, I'm hoping for it, since it would be a great way to start the game, but the thing I'm a little bit worried about at the moment is the Ursa pick into a Lich, the Ice Armor to just kite around the Ursa, it's...
Yeah, if you get caught by being kited by a Lich, it's pretty much over for the Ursa, but... You know the strategy I'm on about, yeah, with the Alliance strategy. Where they would mass TP to a tier 1 mid lane and just go for Roshan. The enemy cannot get there in time to stop you.
Yeah, but I don't think Kingdom is going to be fast enough even if they TP there.
It'll vary slightly, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be the option. I mean, it would have been very nice to see, sure.
Oh man, I remember seeing it live. It was... one of the greatest things I've seen. First of all, it's like the first LAN, more or less, apart from the international, where there were Western and Chinese teams. And the Alliance just came out guns blazing, TP to the tower, get
G1 League. It was G1 League, I believe.
Yeah, it was just absolutely amazing to watch.
Yeah, it was something special. But going into game number 2, let's introduce the teams, shall we? For Insidious Idols, we've got Z-Raid on that Shadow Shaman, we've got Bethel on the Bristleback, we've got Shagasaurus handling the Ursa, which is slightly odd because he generally handles the 4-role support. Over in the mid lane, we've got Ysera, so it is actually a core Venomancer. And for the final hero here, we have Insidious C on the Razor. Sorry, I'm not on the Razor, on the Brewmaster. The name Razor in the name, goddammit, I say what I see. It's a bad habit I have.
Yeah, it's... I mean, it's not even a habit, it's just how the human brain works, but
yeah.
For Kingdom, on the Radiant side, Drakan will be playing the Earthshaker, leaving Desolé on the mid lane Dragon Knight, with Fruits playing the Lich, leaving 2D on the Nature's Prophet, and the last one for them is going to be Smashy on the safe lane Lycan, but really Shagasaurus on the Ursa. I guess he's just going to jungle it up.
I should think so, actually. Then again, this is very familiar to what we saw the other day. I'm not sure if it was Chagashaw's handling the Ursa, but it was a duo jungle Ursa.
It was Titan.
That was Titan.
Yeah, they lost that game because it just Ursa didn't work out well enough. They tried to go for an early Roche, but got crushed. They lost like 3 heroes while doing so. And, well, and this time around, there's no Enchantress to help out Ursa as well, so... Ursa is definitely not the fastest or most reliable jungler.
I'm actually going to say at this point, and I'm going to put my reputation as a caster on the line once more, it's in the bag for Kingdom.
Yeah, I think that the lineup is just pretty well suited to deal with what Insidious Idol has. Especially, I still can't get over just drafting Ursa into Ice Armor.
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking. They've got the Ice Hammer, then again they've also got the Earth Shaker. It's a hero I love to see. They've got Lycan and DK who can equally push very well and scale well into the late game. As well as, of course, Frost Dragon form on the DK. That will equally kite out the Ursa. It's a case of... I've got a streak of 1 so far and calling it in the bag, but I'm going to put it on the line here in Game 2. I feel that confident in Kingdom's draft.
Yeah, I like the draft more as well. Of course, I wouldn't be opposed at all to see just Insidious Idol rape, just Ursa going absolute man mode and wreaking havoc, killing everything in sight. Definitely would not be a sight that I would mind.
I'll grant you that one. I will grant you that one. If we do see a very aggressive style of that Ursa, hell, the very aggressive style of Insidious completely, I wouldn't mind that either. But it's just the way I feel right now. Just I cannot go against Kingdom's draft. Sure, Insidious Idols have a Brewmaster, but Ursa into this slot, it just doesn't make that much sense to me.
I can't stop this feeling. That's how it goes, man. But in the mid lane...
that sounded like a cat choking on a hairball.
No, it came to my head when you were talking about it. I just couldn't get it out anymore. But in the mid lane, Ysera, he should have the upper hand, I think, on the Venomancer up against Dragon Knight. Although Dragon Knight, it's rather hard to stop him from farming Evers just because of the Breathe Fire. But the more levels Ysera gets, more poison, it just starts adding up at some point.
Yeah, it is going to add up. I will completely grant you that. But for now, I'm going to say early game advantage might go the way of Insidious Idols, because the levels need to come up for Kingdom. But as we stand, Insidious is going to get continually harassed by the Frost Blasts in this bottom lane. And mid lane, DK can farm up against the Venomancer fairly easily, considering he's got the Dragon Blood regen.
Yeah, it's definitely good having the Dragon Blood, and actually so far, just because Desolé, he started rather aggressive, got that early bottle as well, he actually did a lot of damage to Ysera before Ysera himself got to the stage of absolute annoyance on a Venomancer. So he got off to a great start, 15 and 6 compared to 9 and 2 so far, so Desolé looking good. As actually the Ursa, not doing that bad either, level 3.5, almost level 4 at the moment. So going even a little bit faster than I expected in jungle for him.
Yep, in the meantime, we do get a little bit of aggression on 2D, but he's just going to TP away. He doesn't really want to risk getting caught out of position.
Well, Drakan, he's hanging around in the mid lane for a really long time at the moment. Does he really want to go for the Fisher Plague Wards or scout things out? But Drakan's like, yeah, easy gold, easy life.
Well, the extra gold going the way of an Earthshaker is always a nice thing. You get your Arcanes online sooner, and honestly, he can rotate around the map for any of these lanes. He can look for a kill here on the Venomancer, but the Venomancer knows of his presence, so I can't see them getting a kill here. Equally, we look at the bottom lane, and Insidious C isn't exactly the easiest target either.
Yeah, it's overall looks to be yet again a slow start to a game. Not too many kills happening, as actually Desolé and Ysera both tried to go for the top rune, but spawned bottom instead. And Haste Rune is gonna get actually picked up by Insidious C, and if he sees the Earthshaker, which he doesn't because they don't have vision here.
He does now. Oh. He's going to go straight for Draken, and equally though, it's not a good place for him to be. He could just get brawled on, especially if we saw a Thunderclap there, but Insidious C's not feeling that aggressive when I feel like he could have been.
Yeah, I was expecting as well for him to just go in man mode there. Of course, Drakan, I guess he was a little bit too far away. A Fisher might have actually blocked in even a hasted Brewmaster there. So he went for the safe plays at the moment. I think one of the reasons might have been just... Oh, actually, Shagasaurus, they're gonna go for Smashy the Slowies there. Oh my god, they're gonna kill one more right click. Ice Armor, no, the kites, man. The Ice Armor value point.
And the Fisher, it does just completely avoid this level of aggression, and Smashy survives. That's a big thing. And he's going to continue farming up on this bottom lane. He's got 1,300 gold. This is early Vladimir's territory.
Yeah, it's looking really good. I mean, safe lane Lycan, of course, expected to farm, but now they get the stun, or slow red, onto Fruits again. Shakasaurus, he wants to come in, but Ice Armor, will it be enough? No, it won't. Shakasaurus gets the first blood. Just the Earthquake. It was enough to make it so that Lich can't escape.
I'll completely agree with that one. And I'm honestly surprised Shakasaurus got that. It's on to support Ursa, that first blood. And that's going to help him in terms of get up the phase boots. And he's not going to be much fast. He's going to at least be able to try to keep up to the level of kiting that he's going to endure in this game. But he needs a Blink Dagger. He honestly does need a Blink Dagger or a 4-staff on the Ursa this game.
Yeah, I really think Blink Dagger is probably the best solution for him at the moment. But he's hunting for more. Maybe he wants to go mid lane. He has enough mana to actually use both Earthquake as well as the Overpower. So if they get the slow, the Venom Scale to connect on Desolate, I think it's going to be a kill.
I would completely agree, and Ysera can find that Gale quite easily, and in comes Shakasaurus. He's got those phase boots, the slow is there, the Gale comes down, and we get the Dragon Form, Dragon Tail, buying some time, but in comes the TPs. Is this going to be enough? It's the Earthshaker. They get the good Fisher to block this and keep the Dragon Knight alive for a little longer, but Draken may pay for this with his life. The Aethershock will clean up the Earthshaker, and do we have any attempt to counterkill here? Fruits doesn't have Chain Frost. It's too early for a counterkill to happen.
Well, at least they saved the Dragon Knight, which I guess I didn't expect really to happen. I was almost certain he's gonna die there. 800 HP really isn't all that much, but Ursa, he was level 5, so Fury Swipe's not stacking up as much anymore, or not anymore, but yet. And of course, Ysera Venomancer, he actually doesn't deal any burst damage at all. He wants to go as long as possible, and even Poison Sting is only level 1 at the moment. No Poison Nova yet. So they got one kill nonetheless, and Ursa, of course, pretty happy about it, and this is just one aggressive Ursa, or has been so far.
Very aggressive so far. And I've got to say, I did not expect.
Top lane, 2D gonna get shackled up as well. He already has the minus Iron Bethel. One more Quill Spray will finish the job.
You know, I'm starting to feel very, very hesitant that I said this was in the bag.
Well, I still think Kingdom's lineup, they have yet to just get their opening, and they have a crazy amount of push, so you never can take that away. So Insidious Idols, they are getting the kills, but they aren't getting objectives to follow up. Although Primal Split, what? He already used Primal Split, he can throw Smashy up in the air, but it actually might be enough. Oh, like, and he's level 6 now. He has the ultimate, but will it be enough? The Boulder Toss come through, Shapeshift, he's fine.
He's completely fine. There's no hope for catching him now unless the Storm Panda catches him, but doesn't get him in time, unfortunately. And Ursa will still stand, but that's a full Vladimir's now for Smashy, and he's just going to get his health back in the jungle here. This is exactly what he needed, and I wouldn't be surprised to see an early Roshan at some point now. But nonetheless, you got Ysera. He's going to be farming the runes up, and he's got himself a haste now. We could be looking for a good fight off the back of a haste rune on the Venomancer, but in comes the push from Draken as well as Desolate. They're going to start cracking on this mid tower with 2D presence as well. In comes the full Sprout as well as the Howl active. This is going to seriously add up quickly.
Man, those treants look pretty badass with the Howl, to be honest. But, oh, Ysera, he gets the Venom Scale, actually connects on 2 as well. Can they follow it up? They have Ethershock level 3, Drakan might be an easy kill, but of course if you go close enough, Dragon Tail, Fisher comes out all of a sudden.
The haste rune can only do so much. If you get stun locked to death, it does nothing. And honestly, the siege will just come out slowly from Kingdom. While this is all going on, of course, this keeps 2 members of Insidious Idols busy. You've got the off lane being farmed up by Fruits. He wants to try to get his Chain Frost up. He's nearly got that. And equally, you do have Smashy, who's been forced out of lane once more, but with that Vladimir's now available, he's going to start pushing, and he's going to start coming online. But what kind of Lycan do you think we're going to see? Brawl music, or are we going to see something along the line of, say, a Necrobook?
I would think Necrobook, just because you have an H Prophet as well, just go for the split pushing kind of style a little bit more. But mid lane Desolate might be trouble. Bethel comes in from behind, the Fisher is there, but Ysera, he actually makes it through it. But TP out from Dragon Knight, it's gonna be a success as well, and oh, he's gonna turn it around.
And now the Chain Frost drops as well. Bethel could take a lot of damage here, but it doesn't bounce, unfortunately. There's no valid bounce targets, and Bethel could survive this one quite easily, considering they don't really want to fight under Mass Serpent Wards. And as we stand, this is all well and good, but Draken goes a little too deep, thinking he can get the kill, and gets punished for it with his own life.
Oh, that was... that Earthshaker, he felt manly. Although, maybe with a level 3 Fisher, just maybe. He of course did lack mana for the Enchant Totem as well. So just easy kill for Bristleback, but what was it in the end? They got the tower, they did lose Venomancer, but they also killed Earthshaker, so definitely favoring Insidious Idol just because the tower also fell, but I mean, that turnaround, just Frost Blast onto 2, with the Breed Fire to follow up as well, and this Venomancer just melted.
The Venomancer just cannot stand against that level of damage, what can I say? And we're 10 minutes in. The Ursa, he's got almost his full Vlads as well. He's actually only 8 gold away, so 2 Vladimirs up, 1 for each side, and who's going to go for Roshan first, do you think? Because I have a feeling it's Roshan time here.
I think
for
it's Insidious
Idols, but there is a wolf right present for Kingdom. They can see this happening.
Oh man, actually, I didn't even notice it, but the Dire Courier was killed about 3 minutes ago because it's just now respawned.
What did it have on it, do you know?
Oh, no idea. I think more or less nothing, but I have no idea when it even happened. It must have been 2D sniping it somewhere, I think.
That's my best guess. I mean, I didn't even see it, so it must have been when there was a fight going on. But in comes the Roshan attempt here for Insidious Idols. Do we have any wolves scouting this? In come the pair of them. Do we see some epic wolf play, maybe? I don't think they have any detection here, and they realise what's going on. Will they snipe this? The wolves want it, and Ursa gets the Aegis. They equally get the kill, so they don't get anything off the back of the wolves. It's a slight unfortunate event, but
yeah, that Roshan went down so damn fast, even though the Vicious Nazelgo is still only level 1, but just the damage output. And actually, I really like that Ysera, he started stacking the Plague Wards into the Roche Pit before they actually went for the attempt itself. So he had like 5 Plague Wards ready when they started it. So just making the most out of their lineup or their heroes. Just making it as efficient as possible.
Efficiency is everything in Dota, of course, though. That's something to always remember. All the pros keep saying, if anything you can do, be efficient. In mid lane, we've got a fight going on. Mass 7 Woods gets deployed. 2D's going to be the focus. He's going to potentially go down here. The Mass 7 Woods are doing too much, and Bethel will drop that final right click. And equally, they lose the Shadow Shaman in exchange. But now Fruit's in a lot of trouble. Chainfrost's going to go down, though. Does it bounce correctly? They force the Aegis. Bethel eats a hit as well. But now you've got Desolate as well as Smashy working on that Bristleback. Shagasaurus back in the mix, though, looking to try to kill someone, anyone. Going to go for Smashy, but not going to be able to finish him off in time. Now you get the last of the mana being expended by Desolate. Breathes fire, but it's not enough to force anyone back, and you've still got 3 very tanky core heroes of Insidious Idols on the front line.
Well, this fight went better for Kingdom, I think, than for Insidious Idol. They almost got Bethel though, so could have gone a little bit better to it, though. He comes in from behind. Oh, he gets sexed up. What the hell was the TP now with the shackles? He just, I don't know, he felt generous.
I think the only way we can phrase this is mistakes were made.
I have no idea why would you go for it. I mean, he wouldn't even have the right click damage to bring down Bethel, I think, with a Vanguard and just 4 points into Bristleback.
No, he wouldn't have. Bristleback is just far too tanky right now, and they'll even lose the Dragon Knight, so this has just gone completely sideways. Maybe Kingdom went on tilt off the back of that last fight. It's going to be a case of a very easy tier 2 in the mid lane. With no Dragon Knight or Nature's Prophet to defend this, it's going to be very rough. Sure, they've got the Fisher to try to harass this, but they don't have Chainfrost. They've got Epicenter, but they've got no... Sorry, they've got Echo Slam, but they've got no Blink Dagger. This is a big problem here, and Insidious Idols are just running roughshod over Kingdom. And I favoured Kingdom's draft so heavily.
Yeah, and so did I, and we actually have seen, to be honest, the Ursa not doing too much of anything. But I guess when the rest of your team is also doing well, they don't even need it. And of course, since it was a 4th position Ursa, they didn't actually have too much to lose anyway, since they didn't bank all of their cards on that hero. And if they go in as full 5, the Vicious Nazelgo is actually a pretty nice ability to help Shagasaurus stay on target, because the slow from it is pretty potent. But Z-Red, he is caught, he's gonna go down, the Wolves actually blocking him, the mech is there, can actually turn it around, maybe Shackles onto Smashy, he's still alive, finally goes down. Smashy activates his shapeshift, gets out, but Fruits, he slowed down Shagasaurus, Earthquake, but another nice Fisher. Man, those Fishers just saving lives.
Indeed, that's one of the best uses of it, one of the best defensive supports, but now we get the blink forward from the Nature's Prophet. They catch Shagasaurus out off guard, but so much damage being put out by him. Smashy can't tank this up, and Shagasaurus may still yet be safe, but long-range Fisher comes through and snipes that one up.
Yeah, nice chase. They got 2 kills, and just the Wolves blocking in the Shadow Shaman into those trees. It was such a sick small play coming out. So 2 for 0, 2 for nothing, but Kingdom looks like they want to keep going in Insidious Idols, though. They are ready to defend.
Oh, they need to defend. They can't afford to let towers start falling on in favor of Kingdom. I mean, they've done so much work to maintain an advantage. They've got nearly a 10k gold advantage in favor of Insidious, as well as a about 4k experience advantage. This could be the build that Insidious Idols need to start pushing down T3s, and they just can't lose this level of momentum. They're going to defend everything that they can, and Draken needs to get the hell out of dodge. There's no one here to break his TP, so Bethel's not going to waste his time.
Yeah, at the moment, just looking at the graphs as well, it's about an 8,000 gold lead. Did drop down a little bit with the last 2 kills, but still a pretty good lead for Insidious Idols. XP actually dropped down as well, up to 3,500 or close enough to it. So Insidious Idols, 15 minutes in, they're holding a pretty damn solid lead, especially considering that Bethel on the Bristleback is getting a crazy amount of farm. And he is going to be so hard to actually be brought down, and a mech on a Dragon Knight. I'm not too sure if I've seen it before.
I've seen it, I want to say twice, and I want to say it was by LGD, but I can't remember to be specific. But from where we stand, Mass Serpent Wards get committed, they're going to look to start cracking on tier 2. Bethel's here, they need to defend this, they can't just let T2s fall on the lineup of Kingdom, and who can really come to stop this? I don't think they actually can or want to, they're just going to trade in the middle lane. They're going to try to bring down Shagasaurus. Smashy is here, they catch him off guard this time, and he's not going to get away, I hope. There's going to be a large amount of damage potential, but they lose the Ursa, now they need to get the tier 1. They need to get something else in exchange, considering there's a tower just gone down. They need something tower-wise in exchange, and they're going to commit everything to this mid-tier 1. They may go further towards the tier 2. We do get TPs in to defend this, specifically from Z-Red on that Shadow Shaman, as well as in the back lines have got Insidious come down. Primal Split drops. They can't fight this, though. Look at Kingdom. They're fully retreating. Draken will take a fall here just to the Primal Split. Gets thrown up into the air, gets brought back down. You've got Fruits in the sideline. He's used his Chain Frost, though, and he's going to be now the focus. Down goes the Earthshaker. Down goes the Lich, and this is a horrible turnaround for Kingdom. They tried to get a tower in exchange, and they just couldn't. They've not managed to take a single tower down, and they have a Lycan and a Nature's Prophet. Equally, look at Chegosaurus. He sees 2D coming, and he nearly completely shreds a Nature's Prophet. In fact, he will. One more big claw finishes off the pesky Nature's Rat.
Well, how does your reputation feel right about now?
I've lost my streak. I'm reset back to 0. I'm going to start keeping track of that on the casters page as well. How many accurate it's in the bags.
Yeah, it's they should make, like, at the moment you can predict in games like which team is going to win or something, and they should make one for casters as well in game, just predictions. But in any case, Bethel, he's working towards a Heart of the Rask, has enough money for a Reaver if he actually wants to finish it up, unless he wants to keep that casual vitality booster. But all in all, Kingdom, it's not like they're out of the game, but like you mentioned, they have a Lycan, they have a Nature's Prophet, yet they are still to take down a single tower in this game. That is a bad sign if I ever saw any.
It's going to be a big problem in my mind. And equally, you've got the Lycan. Will find himself a Shagasaurus, but this Ursa is very quick across the board. I mean, we were saying about Ursa getting kited, but it's just not happening. In fact, he's just taunting Smashy a little bit with animation cancelling.
And actually, I really like that he picked up a Quelling Blade as well, just to make sure that Nature's Prophet actually has no way to escape him with a nice Sprout. So, and they're on the aggressive C-Red. Oh, doesn't have the Blink Dagger yet on Shadow Shaman, but they don't care, they're just going to take tier 2.
Yep, I'm expecting Mass Serpent Wards to be commit for this tier 2, just to keep the pressure going, and Roshan is equally going to be up very soon as well. Once we get Roshan down, I'm guessing they'll put it on the Ursa once more, they're just going to look to start high grounding in my mind. And just look how quickly this tier 2 melts. They didn't even need Mass Serpent Wards. Z-Red's just going to save them. Maybe we'll see a high ground push now, considering they've saved the wards.
Yeah, I mean, Chegosaurus, the next time Enrage comes off cooldown, his ultimate, which is only 10 seconds away, I think they're gonna go, they might even go now. Drakan tries to slow things down, he wants to go in for the Echo Slam, can he go? Yes, onto free enemy hero Chegosaurus, he gets stunned, but now Hex onto Earthshaker, they pop the Mass Serpent Wards, such as TPing out straight away, Shackles onto Drakan in the meantime. They do get the 1 kill, Chain Frost bouncing around rather nicely, Desolate gets himself another TP out from the Poison Nova, and it's a successful defense at least.
Yeah, but you still got the Mass 7 Wards commit. That's going to at least do some good damage to the tower. In the meantime, Insidious decides, nope, that's not enough. We're going to go for Fruits. And he's got his Ice Hammer up now, so that's going to buy some time. Now in comes Desolate. He's going to get the Dragon Tail. They're going to bring down the Brewmaster, or are they? Primal Split to go. Now they're just going to look to harass, surely. And you've got Bethel just working on the tier 3 in the meantime. But Nature's Prophet even finally gets themselves a tower. So 1 tower down now in favor of Kingdom. But this push is just continuing. In the meantime, you've got Dragon Knight stuck up in the air. In comes the TPs. The Earthshaker is back. They need to bring down Bethel. They need to punish the fact that he's overstayed his welcome so heavily. Smash Hughes comes in as well as the Dragon Tail. This is just too much. Bethel will take a fall.
Yeah, actually he finished up his recipe for the heart before at least, so didn't lose all that much, but the tier 3 tower, it took so much damage. I actually thought with the way the fight started, the kingdom, they're just gonna clear up Mass Serpent wards and be done with it. But in Insidious Idol, they created enough havoc, I guess, across the rest of the map. 2D, he got himself tier 1 tower top lane, but I actually think that maybe, just maybe if Nature Prophet had TP'd in earlier into that fight, they might have been able to grab a kill or two extra.
Quite possibly, yeah. I would say they could have potentially grabbed a kill or two extra, but it felt like a very drawn-out siege that they didn't need to do.
Well, that's true enough at the moment. So, 8 to 12, Kingdom, they are holding on. And well, that's exactly what they have to do about Bethel now. With the Heart of Tarask finished, 2.5k HP when the trades are on strength. And of course, just the health regeneration when he manages to back off properly from a fight. It is going to be extremely hard to bring him down. We saw it actually how long it took with like 4 heroes focusing on him. So just when in CS Idols they go as 5, it's going to be maybe a little bit too hard for Kingdom to even stand up. Especially Chagasaur's actually up to another 2.7k gold on the Ursa. What do you think his next item is going to be?
For the Ursa, he's already got his Blink, he's got himself a Vladimir's. To be honest, what they're against, a BKB wouldn't go amiss. Then he could avoid the Dragon Tail, the Fissure, the Echo Slam damage. That would be a good option. Equally, though, we could see the likes of maybe a Basher.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the Basher at all, just because overpowered. You get so many right clicks, you're bound to get at least one Bash, probably even 2 within those. And actually, speaking of Basher, Smashy, he has himself one on the Lycan. So he wants to be able to fight. They do need some damage though, of course, at the moment. Yes, they have the Chain Frost, a possible Echo Slam as well, which is actually only 300 gold away from being a Blink Echo Slam. So they can fight in a sense, but they're gonna have to strike fast. And well, it's just Idle in the meantime taking care of Roshan, number 2 in this game.
Well, Roshan is going to be the main focus. There's an Ursa, for Christ's sake. All Roshans are dead to Ursa. And with that Aegis, we're looking potentially for a push on the bottom lane, and Ping's got it immediately. So I'm expecting a push of some description, be it mid or bot. Bot is severely crippled in terms of health remaining on that tower, so that would be my focus at least. And now we're seeing a potential charge down from Bethel. We've got a Blink Dagger, however, for the Earthshaker. So we could be looking for a defense, finally, with a Blink Echo. And that could catch Insidious off guard.
Oh, Fruits! No! Blink! Thunderclap, a few more right clicks, he's gonna go down. Chagasaurus blinks in as well. Earth Shock, and well, Chagasaurus gets himself a kill. And without the ice armor on the tower,
this could be big. This could be big. Echo Slam comes in. Big combination. They get the mech off though. But Insidious almost takes a full. But Draken gets shredded by those Ursa Claws. Red Dragon Form as well. But it's a Blink Dagger on the DK. They can finish off Insidious. They successfully managed to do so. But now comes the Ursa and his overpowering level of damage. He'll go down. Equally, the Poison Nova will drop, and they're going to get something at least in exchange. They get the Aegis.
Where was the follow-up to the Echo Slam? It just wasn't there. It was huge, man. Even if they had Lich there, but Twitty actually might go down. One more right click. Yes, Bethel gets the kill before the TP out. I mean, the Echo Slam, it was absolutely beautiful. It completely shredded Insidious Idol, even through the mech almost. But just no follow-up at all. No
follow-up at all, and that is a big, big problem. I mean, they had so much potential. The Chain Frost was there, or even if the DK was there with the Breathe Fire, that would have immediately brought down the Brewmaster. And then they wouldn't have been able to met. It would have been a big turnaround, but now we get buybacks come in. They're going to focus Chagasaurus. They get a good Gale through the mix, though. But in comes the Chain Frost finally. The Earthshaker locking down the Ursa. Ursa finally dead again. His Aegis was already popped, but there's a buyback. They want to come in for more. Bethel, he's getting as many Coil Sprays up as he can, but he gets stunned out. He's taking a good amount of damage though, but in comes Z-Red. Mass Serpent Wards, catches 2D. Also shackles Smashy, but just immediately evaporates. Not a chance to survive that one. Mech now popped by Kingdom, but the Poison Gale doing as good chunk of damage. Can they finish off 2D? Yes, they can. The Thunderclap is enough to bring that one down. Smashy going to try to TP out. And just look how aggressive Bethel has been. He is just in the middle of the mix, truly in the center of all of this action.
Well, he's just unkillable almost at the moment. At least when his back is turned, like Kingdom, they tried right-clicking him, and actually most of the time they just ignored him. 2D, he silenced him up and they went for other targets, just to make sure no Quill Sprays come and Smash. He doesn't really want to fight this. He's trying to butt Bethel. I'm not so sure if they can get the kill. Although the Fissure block is on the wrong side, unfortunately.
Even if he was on the right side, it wouldn't have mattered at that point. And now we get the turnaround. Insidious C is back in the mix. He's got his thunderclap. In comes Ursa. Chop up and kill Desola. That's going to be the target at least, but those BKBs are going to slow it down. In the meantime, Fruits in the backline is going to be brought down potentially by the Primal Split Agonyms. And one more right click will finish that one up by the Fire Panda. And that's another kill. Another 2 kills going the way of Insidious Idol. This is a level of aggression I was expecting earlier in this game, and look how tanky Bethel is. He's now got a Heaven's Halberd. You've got a full pipe as well on that Venomancer. I think it's all over.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think they can come back from a 15,000 gold lead. Well, XP actually 7,500 only, but it's just they use buybacks and still unable to win the fight. I guess they have like one good Blink Echo Slam in them as 2D. He dies again. And yeah. Well, second set of racks. I think GG call is coming out any minute now, or any second now even.
I would most likely be inclined to agree. It was a very rough start for Kingdom. I expected Kingdom's draft to do quite a bit more than what they managed to accomplish. And there is just so much damage and control coming out of Insidious Idol, especially with that 4-roll support Ursa into semi-carry. They pull off these kind of shenanigans all the damn time with like 4-roll Tusks, 4-roll Ursas, 4-roll Zeuses, and it pays off every damn time. It pays off.
Yeah, just really nice to see Insidious Idol thinking outside the box, and I literally just enjoyed Ursa played the way they did, especially him roaming into the bottom lane early. But guys, this is gonna be it for now, but we have one more series for you today. It's gonna be Arrow versus Invasion, so should be an excellent game, one of the best games Southeast Asian Dota can actually provide you. It's gonna be up in 35 minutes or so, or at least I hope it's gonna be up. So I hope to see you there, and just have a good one otherwise. And don't forget to follow my co-caster, Mr. Blackadder, or he's Mr. _Blackadder on Twitter, as well as Twitch.
Yep.
And any last words?
I look forward to the next series, and honestly, we've had some good Dota today. I'm just looking for more aggression, though. You know me full well by now.
And with Invasion, we should have aggression.
I'm in complete agreement, especially with Invasion as well. Invasion Arrow, looking for full-out bloody wars.
Yes, hopefully we will get it as well, guys, but it's about only 30 minutes away, so stay tuned and hope to see you there.